Welcome back. As you can tell, me and Jolene's been doing some cleaning, and it feels real nice. It does. It feels really nice to have an open space to get back and look at something. You know, I've been tripping over things for a while. And basically what I do, obviously when the video comes on, I want to make sure that I get something done so we both feel like we're going somewhere, or we've learned something, or I'm going forward, or whatever. And basically that's why I rush when we're doing the video. Today is Saturday, and I'm just going to go slow today, I think. I'm just going to go slow. There was a comment, I wish Chad didn't feel like he had to rush. And yes, I do sometimes feel like I have to rush because we only, you know, it's kind of, we have a certain amount of time to do what we have to do or try to get done and get it posted so you can see during the day. I have an internet friend that I like all his posts. His name is Ross, and I think that he has bought himself a welder, and it looks good on you, Ross. I'm happy for you. Go for it. Weld her up, man. Nothing to it. We can do it. You can do it. And what can I say? What can I say? Yeah, just listen to your ear, and when you're playing with it, listen by your ear. If it's cooking like bacon, it sounds good, and if it's spitting and sputtering, something's too far away or too close or not hot enough. There's a few different things, but take your time. You'll have fun with it. I guarantee it. The car looks very nice sitting over there. We got a nice clean space here going now. We've moved the Pepsi cooler over underneath there. That's what Jolene told me to do. Jolene was kind enough to mix me a drink in our new cups, and I'm very thankful of that. That's a paint cup. She did a very nice job. I think that's what we'll do. We want to give Crown a shout out. We want to give Crown a shout out because they support us. We want to support them. Just a little shout out. So we're back on the front of the Bugatti. Everything's looking pretty good. Everything's looking pretty good. I do have a problem with the rack. I do have a problem. I have a problem, Houston. I got a problem. So remember, I'm going to try to slow down here a little bit. That's what I'm going to try to do. Just slow down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this rack up and try to put it in place. And to be honest with you, I got to be honest with you. The radiator is still right there. But this little bracket right here coming down is in the way of me going up. I don't know if I can pull it. I can pull it back a little bit. Yes, I can. But this little bracket right here is still in my way of that coming up. Still in my way. So what I'm thinking about doing, you can see the rack there now. Then the arms are run out to. I want the rack in the back too. I don't want it in front. I want to hide it as best I can. I got brackets put on there now. I just made those quickly. I was going to make them in rubber and then slide them on. They were kind of affecting me too. I want to get them out of the way. But basically, we're just trying this on. This rack has power steering, and this rack also, I think, come off a Jaguar. A Jaguar. I'd want to center that and see where the arms are going. I had brackets on it before, and what happened was I had to cut them off because I had to move things. Now I've got this mount here in my way. I'm going to have to cut that off. And I've got to be gentle with that sort of stuff because I've only got one tack on either side. Got to be gentle when here I am doing this air ride, going up and down, thinking nothing of it. But I got a tack here, a tack there, and one tack in the front. So I'm hoping that they hold, right? So when I get it upside down, then I can do the welding and polishing and make it look nice. So this bracket's in the way of the rack. This is a power steering rack. It's fairly big. We also have another rack. Another friend donated to Jolene. It's just a standard rack. I wonder where we put that. Did we put that on the other building, or did we leave it out here? I'm just going to take a look for just a second. Just stick with me. I should have had it probably, but I just want to see how much smaller it is. Just want to see how much smaller it is. That's not in there. I'm going to try to grab the other rack because I want to see how much smaller it is just for... Here, I'm going to slow down. Is it right there? No. I think it was in a box. What? It's in a box. There's another rack that we have. It's a standard steering rack. It goes on the front side for a Mustang, but we want to see it in case it's smaller and it fit on the back side. If it would fit on the back side, well, that means that... What does that mean? Well, that means that you could buy a standard rack or have a standard rack that's on the other side. I don't know where we put it, sweetheart. I don't know where I put it. Okay, maybe I do. Yeah, got it. If you can picture it, I'm going to clean this place all up. These containers, I'm going to clean this place all up, pull all this stuff out, and I'm going to have 3 or 4 of the project cars in there. I'm going to make that into a shop like you've never seen before. I keep saying that, don't I? Huh? Like you've never seen before. But this is another rack that we have before I start cutting holes and making different brackets. That's basically it before I start cutting holes and making different brackets. Now see, that's a lot smaller coming out of there, and it hooks up different. This rack is for the front. If I hook this rack up and change the spindles on either side so this spindle arm come out, yeah, it would work. But if you, like I've done before, if you take a rack like this, that's supposed to be in the front, and mount it on the back, your car will still backwards. It will steer backwards. How do I know that? I've done it. So I'm just going to stick this up in here just to see what happens. What's got to be done? Like, will that smaller rack fit in there? You know, is there more room? Or is there not more room? Or what's going on here? See, to me, that rack fits up in there nice. That one fits up in there quite nice. Steering arm comes out here. It would probably get past the radiator. It probably would. One side more than the other. She's a hard go, folks. She's a hard go. But this is that's what building cars is all about, I guess. So this is a different rack. This is a manual rack. This is a power steering rack. I have to get rid of these 2 brackets to know anything. I know the radiator's over here in the front of this, but I have to get rid of them brackets because I need that space. And what I planned on doing, this is what I planned on. And you know who I got this idea from? I got this idea from Jolene. I'm not going to take credit for this idea. What has to happen is this is what I'm going to do. I may as well do this first. I'm going to bolt the radiator back on where it's supposed to, and the only reason that I made this and then welded them on is to save the place. We have not changed where the radiator sits. I do not want to change that because I will not get it back in place when it comes time. So I'm going to take and knot the radiator back in. I'm going to mark where the round stock sits on the front of the radiator. I'm going to take some new plate, 1/8 plate, weld it to the radiator, and move the bracket up. Instead of having it like this, we have a bracket like this. We got it on there, and we're bolted on the front here. Same thickness, 1/8. I'm going to run mine all the way across, though, to make it stronger. I'd hate to just leave that on that edge. I want to weld on this side, and leave the thing going all the way across. It's only interfere a little tiny bit. And what I'll do is I'll put it in, mark where the bar goes. I'll bend that piece around here, bend a 90 on that, weld that across here, 90 across here. I'll make sure I weld some nuts on the back side where the holes are supposed to be. I'm going to find all that stuff out as I put it back. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to give away a hat or a shirt of a person's choice that made a nice comment. We'll read it to you in a bit, and we'll go from there. But first thing I want to do is I want to pull this out of the way. It feels so nice. I'm kind of lost with the shop so clean, you know. I can kick things and move things, and it just feels like I can lay down and go to bed. Also got a shock. I want to show the shock. I can show the shock after, but I'll show it now. As I have the shock, we have to go from the chassis to the suspension to keep the suspension from, going up and down. This will damper it. I guess these are dampers, shocks, dampers. And what I will do is I will let this down as low as it'll go, and then I'll mount my shock. And then I'm going to let the air out of this and let it down to the ground, and then I'll mount my shock from my control arm to my chassis. I have to make a bracket on my chassis, and that'll be it. And then when it comes up, We'll come up 3 or 4 inches, and then we'll have the rest of it for dampering the suspension. So that's what I'm going to use. These are just cheap shock. I shouldn't call them cheap, because they're not. They're just a shock that's reasonably priced that we get at Speedway, and I use them on a lot of hot rod builds. And so it's a bracket from the frame and a bracket on the control arm, and that's basically it. I can make the bracket that hits the frame, or I can buy the bracket that hits the frame from Speedway, and I'm not sure what they are. If they're like $2 or $3 or $4, I think I would buy them instead of trying to make them for the time it would take. You really have to, can I say, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. Rossi told me to take a break, so you know what I mean? I'm taking a break for you, Ross, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So I'm going to put the radiator back in. The radiator back in. I'll set it in there first. And I'll get prepared with see if I can get her. Thank you for the knee pads. This thing rolls some easy with the suspension done on it. Do that for 15 minutes. Hold that radiator for 15 minutes. I know that. Should get my jack. Nope. I used to put my head into it. Just a second. My head to steady it. I've been told I had a fat head once. Get a fat head. You know what? I'm having a hard time turning the bolt itself, so I'm going down. I'm going to get down. I'll get her now, baby. I got her now. Just had to get down. You know what I'm trying to say? Thought them screwed in there better than that, but whatever. Wow. That just pissed me off. Get cross-threaded and can't get it out. Just trying to screw you in, me. Stick with us, I think we got her. Got my tongue right. The thing I don't want is the fallout when I stop. I think I know if I get this one. Very fun playing with the air ride. Very fun. You know, to let it up and down. That's fun, I guess. Now the fun's over, and it's got to get back to business, so I'm having a hard time on this side. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. I'm going to try it there. Catch it there. I'm going to try it there. Come on here. Oh, yeah. Feels good. Kind of wondering. Can you take a look? I just want to see if the bolts are too long. If they go into the radiator, which they do not. That's all I want to do. I'm not bolting it up, and I just don't want the bolt to go into the radiator and hit the honeycomb. I don't know if I'm breaking that or not, sweetheart. It don't sound good on the old sound box. Thinking. Okay, we are nutted up. We are bolted up to the top of the thing. Sound still on? Hear that cracking, did you? Huh? Sound's still on, people. Sound's still on. Oh, it's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll see. All right, sweetheart, thank you. So we have that. And that's got to come back. I want to bend that hose down, keep that back if I can. So I'm going to bend that hose down, keep that back where it should be. I'm just kind of bending the hose down. Let it down where it should be. We got a nice straight line going up there. This here was very tight inside that car, I remember. I can also grind that back a little bit. It's mounted at the bottom where it should be or where it was. So basically right now, at the present moment, I am going to bend a piece of metal right here. I'm going to make a new bracket to bolt to, and I'm going to make it right in front. I'm going to drill a hole in this, or probably plasma cut a hole in this, plasma cut a hole in this. I don't even have to do it right there. I can do it over here if I want to, and I might. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of plate, weld a piece of plate on the radiator, bend it over here, weld it on this side, run it across the front, bend it over, say weld on that side, weld 2 nuts to it, and then I can bolt it through this right into this. And then this will be gone. And then I'll have the whole space here to deal with. That looks way better, way better. Very happy with that. So now I just have to mark. By the looks of things, I'm just going to mark. That's where I want my piece to come up to. We're a little bit wide. See, we're wider than that. That'll be right on the center there where I marked it like that. I just kept it. I'm going to unbolt that, put this on, weld 2 holes, or put 2 nuts on it, and then measure over here where I have to drill the holes here. I'm going to end up drilling holes in there, and I'll end up put maybe some. I'm thinking as I'm going, as I'm talking to you, I'm probably take some of this, drill a hole there with the plasma cutter, and I'll probably take some of this, shove it through the hole, so when I bolt it, I don't squish anything. Also, it might give me my shim for my radiators distance away, and we'll see. I guess maybe the distance will be gone when I bring, this piece out. So actually, there's another thing I have to do. I have to remind myself, how far am I coming out? I have to come out off this. I can't hold it in tight. I'll never be able to screw it and get a nut on the back side of it. So I'm going to have to come out. It shows me down the bottom. I didn't have my tape measure in place, did I? Cleaned up. It's right over here. Jolene gave me this idea. If I didn't say that yet, car. I'm so happy with the car in there, out of the way. Give me a little bit of space. It's like freedom, freedom. I tell you, freedom is a big thing in happiness. I can tell you that. That's for sure. Freedom is a big thing. A little bit of freedom take you a long way. 3/4 of an inch. That bracket, 3/4 of an inch off this. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go 3/4 of an inch off that. Then we can weld a nut on the back side, and we won't have to worry about it going through the radiator. Alrighty, I know where it's going, so I'm going to unbolt it, put it on that stand, and then we're going to make a new bracket for it and cut the old bracket off. And we won't cut it off until we're sure. We will not cut it off until we're sure. That's for sure. There you go. Huh, baby? Just get her here in a second. Yeah. Come on off, baby. Her going sometimes, eh? Just got to hold your tongue the right way sometimes, and it'll work. Or just back away for a second. We want to thank everybody for the positive messages and all that sort of stuff. We want to thank everybody for that. This is a good station for that. And the reason being is because I like positive stuff. I think of good stuff before I think of bad stuff. And I enjoy this. I enjoy everybody on the page. Most of everybody anyways, that's for sure. What's going on here now is I've marked that. So where I'm going to get my new bracket, I'm going to bring it that high up off, exact same thing. And I can put my nuts anywhere. No, that's not true. I'm going to place these nuts anywhere as possible on these. Then we're going to go there. We're going to weld that on the side there like that, just like they did. We'll go slow, clean that up. And then we'll bend it over there, and we'll do the exact same thing. So I'm going to clean this up. All I'm doing is changing the placement of the radiator attachment to hold it in the car. That's all I'm doing. And the reason I know I'm allowed to do it, because I've seen the radiators in cars hooked up at different places. I was thinking about that this morning. Everything that I am doing, glasses, wasn't really, everything that we're doing, I am taking away from cars that I've seen or torn apart. That's exactly how I'm building stuff. If anybody needs to know, I've taken, like Jolene's car, no one says, oh, the gas tank can't go in the back of the trunk. You shouldn't put it there. Well, I've learned that you can from other builders and other cars that are factory. That's where I learned that stuff. And same with the front end and that sort of stuff. Like I know what a Mustang front end looks like. So I know what a Chevy Camaro front end looks like, so I know what control arms look like. If you know what I'm trying to say, it's basic. I'm just kind of taking a little bit from everybody, to get done what I need to get done on the car. Basically it. And I know if it's generally close, right or wrong, if someone else has done it, that means that I should be allowed to do it. I've seen some welding on some cars that come from the factory that, I wouldn't write home about them. and I know that I just know that's how you know. And when you see, if you've ever taken a car apart and seen how the seam sealer is put in from the factory, well, you would never complain how someone else put it on if you ever torn a car apart and seen how the factory did it. They splash that stuff on like there's no tomorrow. It's to stop creating leaks and that sort of stuff. But I think that's what happens. I take from everybody else, and I use what I want to use. I use what I want to use. Just going to cheat on the measurement, And you know why? Because I can. It's right there, So as I put that there, Bill LeDrew, he's our Crown representative. Thanks, Bill. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that in there. I should probably be nice to turn it around so I can see it. Be nice to turn it so I see it. Yeah, that's good enough. Now I'm going to have to bend that. We get the hammer, give that a bat. We put everything back, or if we didn't, we have to find it again, sort of, so bear with us. Shop's nice and clean, eh, boys? Huh? Shop's nice and clean. Gotta love it, gotta love it. I'm gonna whack this and hope that bike don't fall. Straighten the road a little bit there. On the other side of that. It's nice to once you get too much more. If you get the bend more than a 90, it's so hard to get it back. To get it back and looking right. You got to be careful of that. there. I gotta get my marker. And I'm making this easy. I know I got the tape measure there, but I am cheating from what I have here to tell me what I need. Basically, that's what I'm doing. I'm just cheating a little bit. I'm not cheating. I'm being smart. Smart and efficient is what I'm being. And sometimes I say the wrong thing because that's not true. It goes faster without measuring the thing, trying to remember your measurement, whether you've messed up or not, or just kind of, yeah, a lot of issues going there, really, when it doesn't have to. It's too long. Can I get in there? Can I get it on this side? Cut a little bit off. That won't hurt me none. That won't hurt me none. Cut a little bit off. Let's get our dual prong thing out. Let's not get running around. See, we put everything away. We get our dual prong out here. The picture that Henley did, Jolene has placed it on the computer. Have you placed it on the computer? Jolene has placed it on the computer. And I want to congratulate, is it Glenn, is it? Ken. I want to congratulate Ken Henley. Okay, we're going to refresh it. This is Ken's art. This is not our art. He's given it to us, but Jolene has posted it, and he has got 4,500 likes already. And congratulations, Ken. Congratulations. Has nothing to do with us. Congratulations. Your artwork, we congratulate you. Good job. Artwork is sometimes hard. I know Jeff that did the wood for the Bugatti around the windows and stuff like that. We're still on lockdown, so we haven't really got there. You know, we're just kind of staying a distance for a while. But how much he got noticed for how good a work he does, you know? And sometimes it just takes to get hooked up with the right person or hooked up with the right thing, and things can take off, just like us. See, I got hooked up with Jolene. That's what happened to me. I just cut that off because I want to put it in the vise and do it and hit it. Basically it. Just trying to get her on the line so I can weed whack her over. Weed whacker. Trying to get that 90 bent's the main thing. Okay. So you get that 90 bent over too much, and then I have to do then the center bends for it to fix it, and I don't want that. I want the 90s bent right. Stay put, girl. Stay put. We will hurt you. We want to fix you someday is what we want to do. Someday, right? Just a little bit. I don't keep singing that song. Forgot my marker. Take my glasses off so I can see what I'm doing. Leave my marker over here today. It's here somewhere. I'll see it when I'm trying this on. So what I've got here is I got this going on. Got that going on. I'm going to get a couple nuts, big nuts in there. I'm going to lay a couple. Boop, 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 boop. Just trying to find a couple nuts that will fit the application. There's one right there. And there's one right there. No, it's not the nut I want. That's not the nut I want. What I'm picking is, oh, that's not the nut I want either. I'm picking a nut with a shoulder so I can weld it on the back side. Picking a nut with a shoulder. And I'll show you what a shoulder is if you're not digging what I'm saying. That must be a lock. Come on now, Chetty. Come on now, Chetty. Alrighty, this is what I got. Old Fina. This is what I got. I got two nuts with a shoulder on it. You can see it's got a shoulder on it. That's a shoulder. I guess it's just a washer, I guess. What I'm going to do is, this is my line where I want it at. Then I'll probably put maybe two nuts on there just to keep my distance. I also want to cut. I want that marker back is what I want. So I'm just replacing the radiator mount. That's all I'm doing. Replacing the radiator mount. Basically, I just want to get a read on this, what I got to cut this off at. Cut this off. I'm going to change that pad. Jolene's going to pick the person that gets the hat or the shirt today. You stick with us and she'll give away a hat or a shirt to whoever, you know, whatever they decide, hat or a shirt. And it's a nice compliment. Have to get a thing for that. difference in tools sometimes, or difference in the way things are applied. Some screw on and some need the nut. So I'll put the nut on this one. Then we know where we stand. It's knotted. Alrighty, I'm going to clean the radiator up on its side. This is the top where I got it marked. That's where the top is. That's fine. That's fine. Just need the side. We'll weld that on with kitten gloves. Kitten gloves. And what I mean by kitten gloves is I mean soft as the inside of a rabbit's ear. Now I'm going to have to put the holes in this first and place that down on there first before I weld that on there, because I'll be in trouble. If you know what I'm trying to say. What I'll do is I'll make a measurement across there and I'll make it both the same. Let's do this. He's getting rough. Man, I like all the space. Man, Jolene looks good today. Me and Jolene are going to hang out. We'll just say an easy thing for me to do. Easy thing for me to do is just go 4 inches either side. We'll just bring the mount inside a little bit. I'll just put a line on that side and a line on that side. And then I'll put a hole in the middle. Just by eye. Go 4 from this side, just keep it easy. Keep it easy. And we'll put a hole in the middle here. Alrighty, now we'll knock that out with the plasma cutter. We did put that away, but that's what we're supposed to do when we're cleaning up, put things away. Fina looks like she's just as comfortable as anything, huh? Fina's a great little dog. All right. All this space, I can get this stuff out without, you know, tripping all over, you know. If I had all the grinders. I love the space. I'm in a new garage. Just trying to make space right now for the rack and pinion. That's all I'm trying to do. And that's what I have to do to move forward. That's what I have to do. And that's no problem. We're just changing mounts. And I probably could have done it the first time, but what I was thinking was I want to try what I have now first. Every time I take a drink, cheers, Ross. Taking a break. Start that up. Plug some holes in that. It's ready to rock and roll. Okay. We'll take a couple holes through this. You know, never even check the radiator. You know what I mean? Never even check the radiator and see if it was any good or not. It does look good though, doesn't it, baby? It does look like a very nice radiator. There's not much rot or anything. And if it's not okay, well then we'll have to have it fixed to record because we'll have the mount on it that we want. And there it goes again. You can take that money that you have and spend and spend and spend and spend and spend, but you're still going to really have to modify to make everything work. So you can do it either or. Now, new set of gloves on. Me and Jolene bought a new weed whacker, and I've been cutting thorn bushes for a little while. I'm telling you, woo, them things got some teeth. Whew. Nope, not that one. I want this one. Not liking that hole. I'm going to just knock that one out just a tad more, just because I can. Make it look just a little bit better. Looks better. Actually, I'm going to slot this. I'm going to. No, I can't slot that and then put a nut on. No, I can't do that. Can't do that. We'll just end it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple more nuts, I think. For the simple fact is, I'm going to weld these on the back side. That's what I got to do. Weld these on the back side. And what I'm going to do for that, I'm going to put this in so it fits the hole, and then we'll know that when we screw it in or out, it works. Instead of me just putting the nut, trying to weld the nut on, we'll just put it on. We'll center it the best we can. Boom, and then I can weld that on. Then we know it fits. Well, you know something, I punched the hole in the center of this, and I'm hoping that the center is this in the center of that round bar. That's what I'm hoping. Right? You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit of movement there. We'll try to put them in the center the best we can. Center. Center. Really though. centered up by eye. I'm going to tack it in with the welder. Oh, did I tell you me and Jolene cleaned up yet? It looks so great. I mean, Jolene looks so great. That aside for a second. I want to thank you all for coming and watching. You know, there's other things a person could be doing other than watching me. That's for sure. But we want to appreciate you watching. We appreciate the gifts. We will do another, I don't know what you're going to call it. We've got a bunch of stuff that's been sent in the mail. Jolene's been just saving it. We have not opened it all. We've not opened hardly any of it. We're trying to wait and do a thing where we can do it together. We're going to learn from the last one and do a better job than we did last time. And we're going to make sure that we have a controlled area. Excuse me. I'm just moving around here. And we want a controlled area to make sure that the sound quality is the best it can be. Because listen, the video is about talking. If you can't hear us talking, well, it's not a good video, is it? Huh? Tell the truth. Not a good video. Just want to bend this down a little bit. Bend it down. Just trying to straighten it out the best I can. And I'm just going by eye, you know. Like, if it don't look good, don't weld it. If it don't look good, or if you're not happy with it, don't weld it. Please don't weld it. It's going to be really nice when the car season starts back up again, and it's not going to be only for Jolene's ride and the rides we get fixed up to go. It's everybody else, you know. There's going to be a lot of people with, you know, what can I say, COVID cars. There should be, or I'm hoping there is. I'm going to weld this in there now. And I'm just welding the nut on this side, and I'm just going to center it. Just going to center it, and then I'm going to blast it. What I mean by blast it is stick it onto this metal. All right, we're just going to, that one moves around a little bit. We get a little movement. That looks centered to me, and I'm going to hit it. Let's look at our welder and see what's going on. And I could tell that that was a little different because it wasn't burning like right nice and hot. She was down on the low wire speed. I do not want that nut coming off. That's for sure. Or burning me. Around the side. We'll go with that. It's not going nowhere. I center this one up. The only reason I put her on there is because I hate for it to take off. We don't want that. No, we don't. Okay, we've got our nut splashed on the back side. I'm going to take some air and blow it off so it cools off in a hurry. We'll straighten it back out before we put it on. We want to thank everybody for buying Hiltz gear. If you don't know how to get on the page, Jolene will show you on the computer, probably. How to Hiltz Auto Co, is it not? To buy gear. And the reason I mention it, because it helps us do what we're doing. And that to be the only reason. like that hissing. I don't like that hissing. That's hot. Put that there for a second. Thank you, sweetheart. You're a godsend from the heavens above to have your eyes look my way. Huh? The eyes are in the eyes are in the behold of the, you know, the beauty's in the eyes of the beholder is what I'm trying to say. And if your eyes are for me, man, I'm a lucky guy. I'm a lucky guy anyways. But you know what they say? You got to be good to be lucky. That's what they say. You got to be good to be lucky. And the reason being is, I get a little bit over on that one. You can see I'm tight on the. I'm tight over on that one. I'll take a die grinder trick, and I'll show you what I mean by tight over on that one. See, I'm tight over on that a little bit where my hole. So I'll have to just take a die grinder, just chew that back without taking the threads out of it. Just a little bit. I know I keep saying that. But anyways, we have this on here like this. We're going to keep it up that distance. So we're going to back here and put in that line. I'm going to go get a nut, another nut, and lay it underneath there for a distance maker. Not a deal breaker, a distance maker. It's going good. It's going real good. So basically, can you tell everybody how happy you are? Huh? Forrest, can you tell everybody how happy you are for? All right, there's our distance. Get our line. I put a knot on it. I don't know if it even gets our distance, really. Actually, I should put it on like that. I'll just hold it up on the edge like this. I don't even need that to make our distance. This one's making my distance on this side, but it doesn't make the distance on this side. You know what I mean? Just trying to straighten it out just a bit more. That's all I'm doing with my. Let's get this on here. Oh, I'm too long on that side. That's why I'm. Gotta cut that a little bit off. I gotta cut a little bit off on this side. No, pretty good. I gotta cut an eighth off on this side to make it right. I'll use the zip cut for that. I'm just going to turn the welder on, get my helmet back on. I've got an air hose there to keep it cool. This is here. Out comes the cords, and then it becomes dang. Push that all back. Put on a pair of gloves. That on there anyway, something to do. Nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to weld it on with the edge. I'll keep it flush on the back side of the radiator, and that'll be the end of it. It's not going to be as easy as it looks. Clean that off, I suppose. everything is not cooperating with me. Stay. I'm going to put that there. Got a nut in the way there. It's kind of not letting me do what I want to do. There you go. Just one tack. It's always the hard one, ain't it? There you go. Get that level out. Looks good. Got a little bit of distance going on there between that one. I think we'll push it out. Not fitting perfectly, is it? Huh? Not fitting perfectly. Nope. Doesn't want to work. Stay on there. Don't mind the gap. I'm going to keep it. Just going to weld it on there. Just going to hold up on it right here. There we go. Now, could have backed off on that side and split it probably. I'm going to do that too. I think what I want to do is I'm going to take that back off, and the only reason being is I've got a little bit of fetish for both things being the same on both sides, and this is not. You don't like it? You know what you got to do? Do what I'm doing, cut it off. Basically it. And that's what I'm going to do. It's okay. You know, it could have worked what I had. It definitely could have. You're not making me happy by pissing. It could have worked exactly, you know, that way. But I'm going to do a little trick here and do a little bit on each side. And that way there, I'll be much happier. There we go. Now I'm happier. Now I'm happier. Actually, it's not even wanting one tight now because I got the weld in the way. But I'm happier because I got the same distance on both sides. Alright, let's tack it again. Make ourselves happy. Can't see my mark now, but maybe I can. Wow, I got it fitting so good now, I can't even get it back to where it was. There we go. What's going on with that thing there now? Acting like a piece of poop. Well, here we go. Just want to make sure I got my nuts up high enough. Went up higher. I guess. What I'm going to do now is tack the edge on. Just tack that on. I want to come up a little higher on that one. I had a big... It's Saturday. Hey, there you go. Back off again. Let's hit her again. I want the right gap. Is basically all I want. Liking that better. One more time. If nothing else, on this, I am showing you that if it does not fit, I'll cut it back off. And basically, that's what everybody should do, you know, if you're working on something. I don't just place something on and it works perfect every time. That's not the case, even close. But what I'm saying, if you get a die grinder, I'll show you that I'm not afraid to take it off if it's not right. And a lot of times it's not right at the very first time. I must have put the die grinder somewhere else, or it's still on the thing over here. What I want to do is just knock that edge off before I get in there. I know it's a hazard, so I'm going to knock it off before I get there. Haven't got my glasses on, right? I know. Get on me here. So this is what I'm going to fix right here. Little spot. Try not to hit the threads. Just. Cool. Leave them on the floor. We've got 2 bolts right here. Check, see if they're going to work before I get underneath there and start blowing holes. So, that's going to work. we're welded on there. I'm going to put spot weld on. I'm going to leave it like this for now. I'm just going to spot it for now. But I got it on there straight. That's another thing I probably should have went for. 4. Wow, I'm badass. I'm going to cut them. No, I can't cut them brackets off yet. I have to put this back in place. Then I know where to. It's going to be maybe a little harder than maybe I should have drilled the holes in the round piece first, and then put a bar through it and made a mark on this, and then done it. But it's okay. We'll just cruise what we got. If you know what I'm trying to say, we'll cruise with what we got. We can't be too far off. We can, but I don't want to be. Yes, what I could have done is come over here and just blasted 2 holes through it, right? And then I could have shoved something like a marker in there and marked that and know where my nut's going. That's what I probably should have done. That's what I probably should have done. But I did not do that, so here we're at. Here we are. The 9/16. I need that ratchet that's back there. Glasses have come off. Gloves have come off. And then we just find the other nut for the radiator. That's right there. Now, I should be able to guess, I guess, like I always do. That's holding me off already. But maybe that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. Holding that far out, isn't it? Ah. Telling you something. One thing, it's another. What's that holding on, I wonder? Huh? Just a second. I got it, I think. Didn't even get that right, did I? No, I didn't get that right at all. I'm gonna have to pull that off. The hole. Huh. Huh. That's fine. No, it's not up all the way. That's why it's not doing it. Haven't got the radiator all. You know what I'm saying? The radiator's down. What I have to do is pull it up. We're hooked on what are we hooked on here? We're in too far for that, I know that. I gotta cut that off because that's not letting me, we're too far away. Now. Now that up all the way, it's up all the way, it's up all the way. Now I can bolt it through the center. I guess what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. I'm in place. I see my hole there, my hole there. This has to be dropped in because we're hard up against the fan. So I'm going to put that hard against. I didn't want to, that's for sure. Put that hard against the radiator. Don't want to do that. See, I can take this back off and shove this in a little further, cut it off and put it in there a little further. Don't know if I want to do that. That way there, if I hook the radiator up, I can see whether it's going in far enough. But as you can see, now that I have these brackets up here, I'm going to be able to get rid of these brackets here for the rack. And I want to do that. This is what I'm going to do. Marker. Yes, what I probably should have done is probably what I should have done. I should have marked out my holes here, place this piece on, put the radiator in place, and then do the holes and pull it back off. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to line it up here. That's where she is, right there. It's the hole. I'm going to line this one up here. I can't remember where this hit on the car. I can't remember how far it come up. It's really hard to tell. You know, I don't want to get it so it does not fit. You know what I mean? I don't want to get it. Also, this has to come back off because we have not got enough room between the motor and the fan. Come on, man. Okay, we're going to take it back off. This is what we're going to do, or this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this piece back off. I'm going to mount it tighter to the radiator. I'm going to mount it tighter to the radiator. I'm going to mount them bolts tight to the radiator. I'm going to mount them tight to the radiator. I am. So that'll give me that much room. Whatever I take that in, that's going to give me that much room there. And I'll drill my holes through this here, and we'll bolt it up and see how it acts. I also like the fact of maybe making something that hangs off this and goes down underneath the radiator in case anything ever broke or whatever, but I don't think, whatever. Alrighty, we'll let it go as that. That's how I'm doing it. I'm going to cut these off. I'm going to replace the mount on this radiator just like I'm doing this, and I'm going to put a bolt in through here to bolt that radiator on. And that'll get rid of this mount. And then when we come in tomorrow, we'll be able to see the rack and pinion come up in place and all this stuff be out of the way because the mount will be up here. Now, that'll be a fantastic moment, will it not? It'll be fantastic. I am not going to hit, to me, by the looks of that thing, it does not look to me like I'm going to hit the center of that. It is what it is. Okay, it just fell down. Yes, we're in the center of that now. I see this. I see the center now. We're in the center. That looks good. But what I'm saying is I have to have this in the center. I'm not going to drill a hole in the center of this if I'm not hitting the center on the bracket. So the center of it looks like the center of the bracket is where I'm going, so I'm fine. I just have to make that bracket go in further and make sure that when we bolt it up, it does not go through the radiator. Basically the end of it. Let's do a, Jolene has a comment on the computer here that she would like to give a hat or a t-shirt to. How long am I? An hour and 10. See, that's what happens when I take my time. I did not get that project finished. I just slowed it up a little bit, just so whatever. But I did not get that project finished because I slowed it up. And when I run around and rush, I'm trying to get something done. I just, but here we go. I'm trying to get something done when I'm running around. And if you move slowly like I did now, I did not finish that project and get it done for you, so you're going to have to come back tomorrow and watch again. And that's the way we'll do it. Go ahead, sweetheart. Jolene is a much better reader than I am. She can read into my mic.
I'm not sure if I can pronounce his last name. George. Chad, you are so different than the rest of the pack. There's drivers and there's passengers in real life. Yes, I'm a subscriber, but I see myself more as a student, not just on cars, but your life lessons really touch home with me. I'm from Puerto Rico, but today I live in Florida. I'm 47 and settled down. Listening to you talk at the high school reminded me a lot about myself. Anyway, I've learned a lot from you as far as fabrication. I've also learned a lot from you as far as accepting my mistakes and moving forward. Thanks for everything, bro. God bless you and your family.
That's a very nice comment, and I appreciate that. If you do not let the past, go, it's hard to move forward. The past is a past, and there's nothing you can do about it. And my friend Jim Patterson said it the best. He's going to hand it off to the good Lord, and He'll take it and He'll carry it until you get there. And that's the way it goes. You let it go, and you carry on to the future, and you just repeat every day. Try not to make that mistake again. And that's basically how you should try to grow, and you'll be satisfied. In my opinion, I'm very satisfied with trying to learn every day. Thanks, Ross, for telling me to take a break today. Also, we'll link the high school video if you've not seen it. It's something I had to do for court. I just got in a little bit of trouble, and I just went to the high school that we wanted to talk to and let them know that life is not over just because you're not graduating or you're not getting the best marks. Let's face it, life has nothing to do with school. Life can eat you up in a hurry. School is, maybe practicing learning things and listening and copying and repeating and that sort of stuff. But in all honesty, life is a hard one, and you generally learn by mistakes. And how you take the mistakes and move on tells you what kind of person you want to be. We also want to give you a hat or a shirt. Obviously, you got all the information. He has to contact us, but we want to thank you for the very nice comment. And that comment should resonate to everybody in the world, really. You can't change the past, just move on. Take that mistake and turn it into a positive. And it's just like Buddy's, he thought the dog was disappointed. I don't think that way. I try to think that the dog was happy that it got a ride in the 62, is what I was thinking. But today's Saturday. That's how we're going to mount that. I'm just going to have to keep playing with that. I'll probably have to shove that back on the radiator a little bit. Don't step my glasses. Probably have to shove. What I'm going to do here is I'll shove that piece back on the radiator a little bit to get the radiator away from the fan. I'm going to plasma cut 2 holes through there. I might put a piece of round stock inside that and weld it in there so nothing crushes. I don't think you would ever crush that, but it would make it a lot nicer when you go to bolt it up, that you had a nice hole to shove your bolt in and tighten it up. But that's basically where we're going with that. When this is cut off, it's going to give us a lot of room for the old rack and pinion. I'm happy about it. Anyways, have a good Saturday, everybody. We are. And yeah, have a good Saturday. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.